Hi there, my name is Dr. Mark Rowe, and I'd like to share this short video with you about the power of expressing gratitude. And I'd like to tell you a story about a lady whose name was Borghild Dahl. And she was born completely blind in her right eye, and in her left eye she could only see out of the top left-hand corner. She was effectively blind, but thanks to her extraordinary parents, she was encouraged to go through mainstream school where she sat at the front of the class, and she later described how those early childhood years weren't easy for her, and the emotional scars that were left by the teases and taunts of her classmates. And at break time, when the other children would go outdoors to play hopscotch, she was excluded initially from playing in these games. But afterwards she would crawl over every square inch of dirt until she could memorize the moves. And she refused to allow herself to become dejected or downcast or pitied. She had such a love of learning. She loved nothing better than to have her mother read books to her. She used to hold books at night up to the corner of her left eye to read. She learned the piano. And, she was an exemplary student. She got a scholarship to university. She did a master's. She wrote books. She became an advocate for children's literature. And she became a professor of English. And, she had an amazing memory. She was able to memorize each of her students simply by the sound of their voice. And just as she was developing mastery as a teacher, she developed a severe setback when she lost the remaining vision in her left eye, and now she was completely blind. And she described how unfair she felt life was and how difficult life now was for her. But shortly afterwards, an operation became available in the Mayo Clinic. It was a success, and now she could see 40 times more clearly from her left eye. And she described how a new world of wonder and beauty and appreciation opened up to her. And she described, her gratitude for the simple things in life, like looking at the reflection of the rainbow in the soap suds, or through the kitchen window at the blackbird beating his wings, or the phases of the moon. And she described her gratitude for everything, for these little things in life. And when I read about her story, I bought her book, I Wanted to See, and I was really taken by her courage, her brilliance, and her raw authenticity. And it got me thinking about what have I been blind to in my own life that I could see more clearly through the lens of gratitude. And what could you see more through the lens of gratitude right now? Because gratitude is not about simply good manners. It's not about please or thank you. Gratitude is thoughtful, intentional, and unscripted. Gratitude is a conscious choice to focus on what's present and working in your life as opposed to what's absent and ineffective. It's the cornerstone of an attitude of abundance and appreciation, turning the everyday moments into lifelong memories of appreciation. In essence, it's moving from your head to your heart, plugging into the vagus nerve, that antidote to toxic stress, and enabling you to simply live with more vitality. I consider a gratitude practice as an antidote to toxic stress, anxiety, and hostility, because it simply isn't possible on the one hand to feel stressed, toxic, or anxious, and on the other hand to feel grateful. And just as a rose in your garden needs to be watered or fed, so too does gratitude need to be nurtured, developed, and cultivated. And of course, it's not easy to feel grateful all the time. And sometimes we're too busy, or sometimes we just forget. And sometimes people suffer from what I call gratitude deficiency syndrome, that syndrome of entitlement and expectancy, believing you can just turn up and abdicate responsibility. And of course, real life isn't like that. But if you plug into the untamed ego driven by fear and greed, gratitude deficiency syndrome can set in. So I think when you move back to gratitude, it is a great way to boost your health. And as a medical doctor, that's what I'm really so interested in. It can boost your physical health by helping to lower your blood pressure, strengthen your immune system, help you sleep better at night. It can build your emotional bank account. You know, writing down 3 things you feel grateful for simply once a week for 10 weeks can expand your inner happiness and fulfillment by at least 10%. Gratitude enhances your capacity to experience joy. It enriches your positive emotions. It enables you to flourish in life. It strengthens your relationships. Gratitude acts like a magnet to attract positive relationships into your space. And from a mental health point of view, there's research now from neuroscience looking at fMRI scans. These are sort of living, breathing scans of your brain, that a gratitude practice expands and enhances the area of the brain near the medial prefrontal cortex, and changes in the size and structure of this part of the brain deal with your ability to regulate emotion, your ability to be more empathic and compassionate, which is why generosity and gratitude go hand in hand. This area deals more with pleasure and perspective. It enhances the pain threshold and enables you to much better recharge from stress. So overall, gratitude is a tremendous way to simply live with more vitality. And a small little question I have for you is this idea of WWW. What went well? That idea of writing down 3 things every evening you feel grateful for. It might be something big in your life, perhaps a cornerstone of your health or a key relationship. It might be something small. It could be just a little incidental thing of the day, but simply writing it down. It connects your hand through your journal to your brain, and the writing part of your brain is very close to the execution part of your brain. So when you write it down in your journal, you're much more likely to plug it into your subconscious mind and into your heart. And expressing gratitude by writing it down on paper really does do so much to boost your emotional bank account, build a more resilient mind, strengthen your physical health, allow you to engage more with nature and the world around you. I call that soulful gratitude. Really taking the time to listen to the birds singing, to appreciate that you are part of something bigger in this world, and simply enabling you to live with so much more vitality. Thank you.